Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, September 7th, just after Labor Day. We are taking a look at the stocks that we chose on Friday afternoon to play on Tuesday morning. These are supposed to be runners that take off from the bell to 10:05 in the morning. We are going to be out by 10:05 in the morning at the latest. We're going to be out if it starts to fall, not dip. Fall, we're out immediately. And last and final rule, we're out if we hit 20% or more in gains. You see a spike that goes up, don't break out your calculator and try to figure out what you're making. If it's way over 20%, just sell. What I've got is my charts up here, and it is laid over another page, my TD Ameritrade page, so I can make my order. Now, this is not the way I normally do this, folks. I'm doing this just, well, to kind of show you what can be done, but this is not how I do it. I have multiple monitors around me. I have 3 monitors that have charts on them, and then my primary monitor that I do all my orders and finger work on. To have all my charts on one screen is a little different for me, but I need one screen to type on. I do not bounce from screen to screen to screen to screen. See what's going on, come back here, make my price. Oh, I forgot the ticker number. No. I have multiple devices, so I can type on one and look on another. So if you have a computer and a phone, put the two together. If you have 2 computers, or if you only have 1 computer, split the screen. So half of it is your Thinkorswim and half of it is your TD Ameritrade. Now, I've got mine top and bottom, but this is the way I like to do it. Now, I've got all of these charts. One is for each. We had 11 on our list last week, way too many, but they showed a lot of strength. And I can only fit 10 up here. I've actually only got 9 because this one is a pain. So they're all set to 1 minute right now. And this shouldn't be PKF. This should be AAPT. All right. And I'm going to zoom in on that so we got the 1 minute. So I can see what's going on very close here. I'm going to be looking for green bars. That's all I'm looking for, folks, is green bars jumping fast on these walls. You can't look at a lot of details in 60 seconds, so we've got to focus. So I'm looking for those green bars, and I am looking at this column right here, percentage change. All right, that is set for up right now, so it should jump on and put the top highest change on the top for me. So this is where I'm going to primarily be looking, and then I'll be looking over at the chart. But even then, I've got to find the chart to match, and so basically, I only watch this. These are here so that we can see what's going on across the board for all of them. Then I will come down here, and right in that box right there is where I'm going to have to put my ticker. And then I'm going to have to get the ask price in there. And if the ask price is 112, I'm going to have to go in at like 115. If the ask price for, I don't know, GGII is 084, you're probably going to want to come in at 0088, something like that. Now, I know how many shares. I'm spending roughly $500 to $600, and most of these stocks are running just under 2 cents. So that means I can get about 30,000 shares between $500 and $600, which is perfect for what I do. I do have one here that is a nickel. I'm really not interested in this one because this has to go to 7.5 cents to make 50%. Has to go to a dime to make 100%. And it doesn't make those kind of jumps. These are little itty bitty jumps. The rest of these are near the 1 or the 2 cents. They'll double easier. I can make profit quicker. Humble is a whole different game though. Humble had a huge jump already in the morning and fell back down here. However, that is a 3-cent gain from where we saw it on Friday. It was at 93 and it's at 97 right now. All right, 4 cents. So we do have pre-market activity here going on. AAPT has got pre-market activity, as you can see in the gray area. Over here, VNTH seems to have some pre-market activity, though it really isn't showing up over here. But it does show up there. That could be yesterday or Friday's. And AUNX is at 10,000 shares. AAPT 61,000. Humble at 7,000. All right, we are 5 minutes away from the bell. Now something I need to tell you. I honestly will not be following through with this order. I'm going through the procedure. I'm showing you how I would do it, even though this is not how I would do it. I would have all my screens. I would feel a little easier here, but we'll give this a shot. But my point is that I don't have $500 to play today. Why? Well, to be honest, I'm buying a house. Actually, two. And I need the down payment in 1 week. And I lost my job 3 months ago. So the only way I can make money for a paycheck, for a down payment, is trading. And I've been trading for 45 days to come up with my down payment for this house. And I am very, very, very close. And my money is tied up right now. So I don't have the $500 for my paycheck because priorities have shifted right now. But I'm going to go through this as if I was. Probably the only difference would be is in here, I know it's not real. So there's not going to be that, that turmoil, that excitement, that energy pent up. That isn't real because I know I'm not actually doing it. But you can see me go through the steps and I won't look like a crazy man doing it this time, which is probably a good thing. All right, we are 5 minutes from the bell. I'm going to go ahead and pause this and turn it on 60 seconds before the bell unless something happens. Okay, folks, we are down to about 90 seconds before the bell. All right, let's see if I can get this stuff set up properly. Are we all good here? Okay. Okay. Now, I am thinking I'm going to be going for VDRM, so I've got that one set up down here. However, I don't know that that's going to be the case. So, we are down to less than a minute now. Keep your eye right here, folks, on this change. We are going to take the first 60 seconds to just watch what's happening. 60 seconds to watch and get your fingers down here. Get your order set up during that 1 minute. You're going to have about 45 seconds to look, 15 seconds to decide, place your order. All right, we're watching right up here. There it goes, folks. All right, let's get it up to the top. Humbo's at the top with 6%. GGI, not a lot of quick action in the morning, folks. Things have dropped. Humbo is not in my price range, so I won't be going for Humbo. OCLG, let's get that over there. OCLG, get it typed up. Price in there. OCLG's down to 3. GGGI, I like GGI, so I got to get that back over. You got to keep up with this stuff. All right, GGI. Oh, it's falling again. Doggone it. OCLG again. Now, you'll know when 1 minute passes by because you're going to see a second bar pop up. Let's see what we got going here. OCLG. Where is OCLG? There it is. I see some volume on it. Humble's jumping. All right, OCLG is looking good. 500 shares, though. GGI is going to have more shares coming in. You know what? I'm looking at the volume. The volume is my primary concern now. So, I would put this in at 0.00. I'd put it in at 1.1. Right there. And I would be putting in my buy right now. Let's see here, for 30,000 shares. That would actually, I'm going to need more. Let's go 50,000 shares. All right, that would be my price. I'm ready. I would put that in, place order. I can't afford it. We knew that was going to happen. All right, would I have gotten it? All right, I bought that at, what price did I try? Can you remember? All right, it says I bought those at 0.011, my second minute. All right, 0.011, my chart's over here. I'm going to bring that over here. OCLG. We'll bring that up. All right, let's see what we got. I'm going to bring this down now since we've already made our purchase. Excuse me. Tough to get a hold of this little bugger. There we go. All right, so this is the stock I bought into. So this is what we're watching now. I am on the 30-minute there. Let's get down to 1 minute. We got to watch it. All right, so I bought at 1.1, which is, now I don't know, I bought at 1.1, but what would I have gotten that price at? I would have got it at 1 penny, right there. Come on, right there, folks. Right there is the second minute. So I would have got it at exactly 1 penny. Even though I put in 1.1, I went ahead of it, which was up here. So I was ahead of the game. It dropped. I would have gotten it right there. We are into 2 minutes. And what sort of gains we got on this right now? OCG has 4.25, and it started down here at 0097. Now I'm not quite sure where. Yeah, okay. So I did get in right at my favorite price. I got in perfectly where I wanted to be, right on top of that penny. Boom. So I don't expect it to get to 2 cents, but we're going to see here. GGI, I didn't call it, or was it GGI I bought? Holy cow. See, when you're doing this, you can get a bit confused. It was. Why did I buy OCLG? I think I made a mistake, folks. You see what happened there? I honestly think I made a mistake. Yes, I do. I wanted GGI because it had more shares, right? Isn't that what I said? So this is what can happen. This is a real video, folks. I made a mistake, and that's what can happen. I wanted GGI. Now, I'm real happy that I didn't do this for real. My purchase was supposed to be for GGI, and I put in the wrong ticker. And that is honestly what can happen when you feel rushed. This is why it's so important to get your emotions out of it, have things set up with what you're familiar with. You've practiced it, you're familiar with it, you move smoothly through it. I was not very comfortable today. I normally don't talk to people while I'm making these decisions, so it was a little difficult for me. Truth of the matter is, I wanted to be in GGI. I feel disappointed right now because even though I really didn't buy it, I bought the wrong stock. So I would be hoping right now that OCLG would be climbing. I got in at a penny. It's at a penny 02. However, GGI, if I'd have gotten in on that one, now let's take a look at GGI here. All right, GGI, this is the 1 minute. Let's look at the second minute. It closed right here. The first minute, it jumped, fell. Anywhere between 7.5 and 7.8, it bounced in the second minute. And it was at 7.4. I would have put in a price probably at 7.8. 4 is what I feel comfortable with. I try to go 4 pips, 4 ticks above the price. So most likely, had I had done this right, I would have gotten the price somewhere around 0077, 78, somewhere around there. Which means I would be in the profit right now. It is up to 8.2 if I had done it right. Now you can see we've only got 3 stocks out of that entire list. And I want you to see over here, I'm going to pull this up. There's our list from yesterday before the market closed. Look at all the percentages over there. Look at how high they were running. We had some good picks, really good. But when you look back here over at our list, you can see most of them fell to the wayside. Not anything going. Let's see here with these charts. All right, what I've got lined up here, and these are things I didn't point out because honestly you don't have a lot of time to be looking at them. But down here is level 2. I can see how many shares are in the queue, how many shares people want to buy, how many they want to sell. Very good information to have. Over here is what they're actually buying. All the green is how many shares they've picked up. I open this up. Here I need to even spread this further because really the information that's set up is just too tight. Here's the time, how much they paid, and the size of their orders. Where is GGI? I don't even have it over here, do I? So GGI is right here. So this is how it goes right now. We wait till 10 in the morning. Now we'd be watching this, right? I've got my stock. Now let's just say I bought the right stock. Honestly, I've done that before. I have bought the wrong stock. We don't operate perfectly under pressure, so you have to get accustomed to dealing with the pressure. Practice paper trading. Use multiple devices. Make as little movements as you possibly need to make this play in the morning. All right, we'd be looking for a 20% gain before we got out, or 10 o'clock, or it starts to fall. So presuming I was in GGI, oh, I hate when it does that. All right, slide that over. Oh, I hate this. All right, let me get back to it. All right, there we go. I'm going to bring this down. Zoom in. All right. So that yellow line would be, that was the close. So my price was right about there had I done this right. That's right where we would be. And let's see. Anything else tearing it up? No. No, Humble's up a wee bit. And OCLG, which is the one I bought by mistake, thank goodness it is up. GGII is the other one. Looks like she's going sideways. I'm reading the charts now. If I look at a 5-minute chart, which I don't like to jump away, it's looking very strong here. The 10 is pulling away from the 20, which when the 10 gets that far away from the 200, the rubber band is stretching too far, and it could snap back. You can see we've got a lot of RSI on my play right now, and the MACD is climbing strong on the 5-minute. The volume is picking up. It's looking good. Come back to that 1 minute. This is how we trade, because anything can happen just that fast. And if this starts to fall, I can see that the RSI is coming down. MACD is going sideways. Now the MACD can actually fall. It can actually go down and still the price go up or sideways. So the MACD is about the volume of shares that are being moved, and the RSI is the volume of the price change, how quickly the price is changing through the bids. Okay, we're looking and waiting, and GGI looking good over here. Nothing else has really been doing much. So we've fallen from 12% down to 10%. Humble is kicking up. That's now at 10%. We've had a fourth one enter the race. VPLM, not even at 1% yet. All right, we've got a dip coming right now. Between the close and the high, we'd be looking at about right there as the center. So she's testing everything right now. We're not in any danger. At the same time, I've got to watch my stocks. I've got about 98 other stocks that I have to keep a look on because, well, you never know when something may bounce and jump and tear it up, and you want to grab that money. Not to mention, I am in some plays right now trying to earn my down payment, and it has been hard. I see my HPIL has taken a tremendous fall. Oh my God, folks, you should buy HPIL. Oh, you can't buy HPIL because it's dark and defunct still. It just fell to 002. I wish I had some money. Folks, that is an excellent buy. It was up to a penny just 2 weeks ago. A penny. That's 500% from where it's at right now. HPIL. They have a electric car that never needs to be charged. Never, ever. You'll never spend a dime keeping your car running. It isn't built yet, but they've got the science. He's trying to clean up the company and get all these old financial records cleaned up from the old management. He's got about 20 days to get this done before the SEC puts them over into the expert or gray market because they're dark and defunct. They've got to get all their filings in. And they took a heavy fall today after a filing coming out on Friday about them opening up the Apogee, the electric car that never needs charging, factory or website, or no, not website. I think it's a factory, but it fell. I am depressed and surprised to see that. And I wish I had some money. I should try to sell something right now so that I can buy some more HPIL, except I can't buy it either. Darkened defuncts are not allowed to be bought. They're just pulled off the market. You can sell, but you can't buy. And until they get current, or at least limited information, which I said they only have 3 weeks to finish before they get yanked. They won't get yanked away from me. I don't lose my money, but I can't buy or sell it until they get their financial records straight. Then they'll be put back in the market, and then I become active again. But I don't like seeing this. Wow, what a fall. Okay. Speaking of falls, we've not got a lot of action over here. I see GGI just took another 2% jump. Let's see here. 8.2. Is it building up? Looks like she's going to try to bounce off the signal. I see the RSI is coming up to 68. This very well could be a bounce right here. Boing. Now let's come over on the 1 minute. These lines here, these SMAs are not very strong in 1 minute. There's not a lot of data to be gathered on 1 minute. So let's take a look at the 5 minute. 5 minute shows the SMAs are very strong. Everything is strong. RSI is kicking. MACD is kicking. Humble's up to 10%. Let's look at the 15 minute. We've got just about 15 minutes under our belt now for the day opening. And the charts are strong. The RSI is kicking up hard on the 15 minute. Everything is looking beautiful. Now, regardless of whether this looks like it's going to the moon or not by 10 o'clock, I'm out by 10 o'clock. 10:05. Because the market seems to take a dip. Right at 10 o'clock, it seems to hesitate and decide what more it's going to do. And I don't wait around. I get out and try to grab whatever profits I can. Obviously, today is not a big day. 10% profit would be $50 on my $60 on my $600. That's it. But, you get 20 of those in a month. That's $1,200 roughly. But normally I make more than that. The sentiment in the market has been very slow for the last couple of weeks for a lot of various reasons, especially the OTC market. NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange, not all that bad. They're breaking new records quite often, and people are making money and the stocks are growing. The OTC market, ever since February, since the dead were walking during the stimulus month, people took all their money and were buying cheap stocks that had no right to be bought. It put a perspective out there that these stocks had life, and a lot of people started investing in stocks that they shouldn't have been. And, well, now a lot of people lost their money. They're just sitting in stocks that aren't going to move because they're not doing business. Management isn't even available. And now people have lost faith. And many of the OTC stocks are just sitting stagnant because people really got frustrated after the huge rise in February, which made a lot of people a lot of money. But the end of February took that money away and locked it up. All right, we're not getting much more gain. She is just going sideways. We've got like 15 minutes left. I need some coffee. This is still early for me, folks. And my coffee is cold. All right, my hydrogen company, MOTNF, is climbing, though it's way down. They produce hydrogen in pumps at the gas station. All they do is bring in a unit that makes hydrogen right there and put it at the gas station. And the pumps just take hydrogen from on site. They don't have to truck it, build a factory. This is green. Actually, it's blue hydrogen. Great company. I think they're going to be tearing it up in 5 years. They also get tax credits like Tesla did from California. And they get $1.2 million for every pump they put into already built gas stations. That's where they're putting them. And they don't even have to sell any hydrogen. Just install the pump, which takes 2 weeks. And then they get $1.2 million for every single pump they put up. And that's before they sell anything. And that's how Tesla got so big, so fast, so sure-footedly, is they had this backup money from the government. You know, 1 year Tesla made $381 million in revenue, but they got $389 million in tax credits. So truth is, they were $8 million in the red that year. Didn't look like it though because of all the free money they got. And that's what MOTNF is going to be doing. Looks like GGI is trying to get that bounce now. I see she fell on the 1 minute. She came under and it's looking like she might want to come around. I can see the red is breaking away here. The RSI is coming back up. Let's pull this down. Humble up to 10%. OCLG fell back down to 1.5, which is the one I would have bought by accident. Oh, can you believe that? You don't think these things happen, but they do. They do. Sometimes you have an extra zero or a decimal place in the wrong place. Always follow up on your orders. After you place an order, go look and verify you got what you thought you paid for. You bought what you thought you bought. Stuff happens. And it's bad enough to be caught off guard in the front door, but you darn sure don't want to be caught off guard in the back door. All right. 13%. So GI is starting to push away here. And we are down to 12 minutes. And nothing else is really looking like it's doing any tear up. Humble is just going sideways right there. Let's take a look at Humble. Now, this is the only stock we had that was not a penny stock, if you will. This was almost $1. You can see that big jump pre-market. Wowzy, wowzy, huh? Clear up there. Jump from 93 cents to $1.10. That's over 12% gain right there. It's trying to get back up to it. Now, how could that be a 12% gain? Oh, that's Humble. Okay, I'm looking at GGI. Still pretty early. All right. Phone call. Okay. Are they watching anything I'm watching? No. Get tips on my phone, too. Tips in my email. Lots to watch. All right, getting back to GGI here. Keep an eye on the stock I own. That is not right. GGII. All right, let's bring that down. Looks like she's climbing a little bit more. Now, as I said, I'm going to be getting out of this regardless of what it's doing at 10:05 at the latest. Yes, I know I'm not in it, but we are acting as if I am. 10:05, I will exit this. Now, let's see here. Can I get back down to the bottom here? Because I've got to pull up my other page because I'm going to be doing a sell. So let's get this brought up over here. GGII, we got my quote in. Bring it up. I bought, what was it I bought? 30,000 shares? I think, let's just say it was. So I'm putting in my full amount of shares. And this is a market sale. This is the most important thing you've got to catch. Market, not limit. We're not pulling a price out of the air because we don't know what the price is going to be when we sell. We just don't. Now, if it's not a fast sale, if we're just selling at the bell or at 10 o'clock and we're just getting out, sure, we can do a limit. We're not in a hurry. It's not an evacuation, an ejection. We're just getting out. So you can just click the bid price here and it'll get all set up for you. So I'm ready to sell my 30,000 shares of GGII at a limit of 822. Now, if this was surging, I would have this at market. If this is going up and that green bar is moving, and I can't even stop to read what it's worth because it's constantly moving, you're going to do a market order. Market order are for bars that are moving, but you got to get out. A limit order is when it's nice and steady and you got time to pick a price and throw it in. So if you're getting out, fast, market. If you're getting out naturally, limit. So we right now have 9 minutes left. It looks like it is wanting to grow some more. My order is set up. Now, by all rights, I should have had this order set up, shouldn't I? This is what I tell you each day. But then again, I'm talking to you, so I'm a little off center. I'm not doing exactly what I always do normally. But once you get your order in and bought and then verified, come over to your board, put in your sell order, and be ready. be ready to be on that button. If it's going to be a fast evacuation, just put it on market. There you go. You're done. How many shares, what stock at market, and there's your button. Review. Now that's where you set it up from. That's where you're going to be sitting. You don't want to review it. So right there, market, you don't have to have a price, so you're just waiting to sell this. And as soon as that bar starts going up, 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 bing, you sell. But we are selling under normal conditions. We're going to choose our price. I'm going to put in a limit. I'm just going to let the price come to me. I open this price up here and it'll change automatically for me. I got to get my shares in there. All right, so we're all set. Now I can't hit review because this could change. See, it just changed again, 85 cents. So I don't put this into the next stage. I'm going to have to review this order. Now you can sell over here. If you were to bring your stock over to here, GGI, let me see here. Oh boy, okay. There is a sell button on these. See if I can get it here. How far can I come down? I don't think. Yeah, all right. See, I can come over here and I can sell market right there. I put in my orders, 30,000 shares right there. Now, I cannot, I don't know why, TOS will not let me open a position on a penny stock on Thinkorswim. If I try to buy it at limit, which is what you got to buy it at, and I put in my price and I click buy the ask, it says you can't buy on TOS to open a position. So I have to go to TD Ameritrade to buy my first position on a penny stock. After that, I can come over here and I can buy them on the fly. And I sell them, and that's what I do. When I see a green bar, this is how I do it. I have my Thinkorswim open, and that green bar is right here. It's right up at the top. It's going boom, 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 and going up. I see it. It's moving fast. It's going skyrocket. Boom. I hit that button. Done deal. Right here, though, that auto send. If you don't have auto send on, what you end up with is this. And you've got to approve it. That's wasting time. So I put an auto send. Then when you hit it, it's a done deal. Happened. So that's a one button ejection seat. And I love it. And this is how I get out of my orders. I do not use TD Ameritrade to get out. I always use TOS. But to get in, I've got to use TD. So it is a bit confusing. All right, GGII is now up to 17%, approaching that 20% mark for me. Now, let's just put this over here. All right. So I'd be looking at it like this. We're on the 1 minute. I'd zoom in. This is giving me a look at, are the stocks selling or being bought? That was the very last order at 9:55 at 0865. There was only 500 shares sold. Somebody sold 250,000 shares. Wow, surprised I didn't bring it down. Now look at that RSI, not the RSI. Look at the simple moving averages here, folks. We're on a minute there. I'm going to come in on 30 minutes. Look at this. This is all looking good for continued growth through the day. If you're not playing for a paycheck, you're not playing for just some small gains like I am in the morning, this would be a stock that looks to be continuing the rest of the day. Now I'm going to be exiting at 10 o'clock because I need this money. Now, yes, I have the option. I always have the option to break my rules, change my rules, compromise my rules, and continue on playing this. And I can do that, but I take more risk. So I have to weigh up my risk management. Is it worth it to me? Can I afford to lose this money that's supposed to be in my paycheck if I break my rules? I am in charge, but I pay the price or I win. It's up to me. So here we are approaching 4 minutes. We're at 19%. So this has definitely been a good one. And it looks like the strongest one. Humble and OCLG. OCLG was my second pick, even if I bought it by mistake. Humble is doing good. It's only 6% up, but for $1 price tag, not bad. That's growing. And what does Humble look like? HMBL. I mean, for the rest of the day. Is she looking good? No. I'm not saying it looks like it's going to fall. I'm just saying it doesn't look promising. You can see here that GGII is looking promising. Doesn't that look good? Now, that's the 1 minute. Let's come out on the 5 minute. All right, got to pull that back. Look at that growth, folks. Tell me that doesn't look good. We recognized this yesterday here. I would have gotten in right about there with my high bid, and this is the growth. Now it's pulling back. Is that a bad pullback? Well, let's see here. I'm going to bring our watch list up. MACD and RSI are still screaming. We got 3 minutes. So this stock was a good one today. You could probably continue playing it if you're not playing for a paycheck and you're just looking for all the gains that you can get. 5 minute, 1 minute, all look good. 15 minute is powerful. Look at all the fire. Look at that tsunami. She is going. This could be a huge gainer today. We're just guessing. Nobody can tell the future. But all the technicals look very, very good on it. She's showing signs. Volume is increasing. What is her volume right now for the day? She has done 34 million shares. So everything else on the list here, she is just wiping them out in share count. And what have I told you, folks? Volume is how price moves. There are many prices that move with just a smidge of volume, but they're the freaks of nature. This is how it's normally done. Lots of shares means lots of trades. Lots of trades means lots of price action. That's when they start fighting. That's when they start negotiating. And that's when you get better prices. If there's no negotiating and trading, there's no price changing, no price action. So this is now 2 minutes to the half hour. And you can see all the rest of these stocks aren't even going to be worth looking at. So we're not going to go look at those. They never came up on our board. I think one did. VPLM came up once, under 1%. The rest never made it. If you're interested in knowing why they were losers, the information's there to look at. Our winners today were OCLG, Humble, and GGII. GGII is the number one gainer. She just went over 20% at 10 o'clock. Now, what's going to be important here is what you learn after 10 o'clock. What happens at the 10 o'clock point? And I want you to see that because that makes all the reasoning for why I do this the way I do this. All right, trying to get this back into some sort of normal order here so you can see the stocks. Boy, oh boy, what a mess. All right, half a minute. We are at just about 20%. Okay, so all right, these are quite tiny. I could get rid of them all, but that would take some time, and we'll just leave it up the way it is. So here's our 1 minute. I trade on the 1 minute in the morning, first half hour, because I want to see everything that's happening as it's happening. You can get charts. I think this one may even go down to seconds. I don't know how many seconds, but you can really get close if you want to see it that close. All right, there's my 10 o'clock. I've got till 10:05. I get out at 20% or 10:05. She's at 19.18%. Doesn't look like it's going to fall. So I'm going to hang around for these last 5 minutes. Now, to be honest, this would be one of those that I'd be considering hanging on to for the rest of the day. Now, I'm familiar with this company, so I've got a little bit of history with it, so I know what they've got going. Hempaco. That's it. Hempaco is the company that they merged with. They're a bigger company. Obviously, they are involved with marijuana. I haven't looked at any of the news recently. Maybe there is some catalyst out there. Sorry to say, I did not go doing any DD on these stocks like I told you to do. I was making videos all week. I got 4 videos out this week, folks. Some are like this, and some are just on stock. So go on out there and see what we got for you. I did them just for you. All right, 10:01, 19.18, going a wee bit sideways. Let's see what that chart looks like below on the RSI and MACD. I don't like the 1 minute simple moving averages. Too thin, paper thin. You want something that's got strength. All right, so this is looking really, really nice. RSI is topped. MACD is floating up in the sky, and all of our simple moving averages, 200 on the bottom where it belongs, 20 in the middle, and 10 on the top. Now the 10 and the 20 can only spread so far apart before they come back together. It's a rubber band. It is connected. So we watch that. At some point in time, it's just going to snap back. And when it snaps back, that's when you get your quick falls. All right, I am at 10:02. Oh, we took a little dip there. You can see that. I lost 3%. If I had gotten out at 10, I would have saved that. All right. That still constitutes a dip, but this is where I'd be out. 1, 2. We have 2 bars that have dropped. That's my token signal to get out. So right at about 10:02, I would be exiting this play. Boom. And that would give me about 19%. I don't know exactly what it would be. I would have hit the sell up here. And I would have been out at about 0.0087. And I got in at what? 0.0077. So I made about 12%. Yeah, there was an 18% gain for the whole thing. But from where I got in and where I got out, I would have made about 12%. So I'd have made about $55, $60 at the most today, if I'd have got out. Now, would I have gotten out? Probably. However, is it worth staying in? Yes, I think so. I think this is a stock that if I gave myself the leeway, I would hang around and play this stock today. All right. So now let's just take an overview of what happened. This was the stock I would have got into. Hopefully, I made a mistake. And had this been real, I would have ended up with the wrong stock. And I would have gotten out when it fell, hit 20% or 10 o'clock. In this case, I'd have probably made 3% on the wrong stock. But maybe if I wasn't talking to others, maybe if I had my system set up the way I wanted, the play would have gone the way I had anticipated, which was this play. So looking it over, I would have gotten in. As we see, the close was right there at 004. Let's just call it 74. Forget those zeros, okay? We're at 74. I would have put in my price at 78. I have a rule, 4 ticks, 4 pips up. So I would have added 4 to it. I would have had a price in at 78 on the second minute. Now we are looking right now on the 1 minute chart. So the first minute jumped. The second minute came down. Now this is all rejected price, but it did cover this point. So we were at 78 and it fell back down to, what's that, 75. So my 78 would have definitely been picked up. We don't know which price it would have grabbed, but I said 78. So the second minute, my bid would have been in. Boom. I would have got snagged. I threw a line here. We're just rough, estimating the middle. So I would have been in this and riding this up. Now, we are looking at the 1 minute, which is the way I trade in the morning because things can happen very abruptly. And I have a general rule that I get out of a trade when it has 2 confirmation bars going down, which you can see here. However, one, you can see what's going on. The price had pulled away from the 10 up here. Even while I was talking to you, I was watching this. I was going to make mention of it, but I was gabbing. It was going to test the 10. I was watching to see. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bars falling, but this is on a minute. I normally trade on a 5 minute. That's my 2-bar rule. Really, this is where I adopted it from. So looking over here, if we were doing GGI, the first 5 minutes, that's everything. That was the price up, the price fall, my buy-in, the price up, and a couple down right there. So I got in right there. The price continued rising over the next few minutes and then fell. 1, 2, 3 minutes, right? 4 minutes, it fell right there. A little bit it stayed up, a little bit it rejected. But that's only 1 bar in my mind. So I trust the way I normally trade 5 minutes. but I'm watching for reactions. I want to see how the market's reacting. I know my reactions. So this was also testing, and it did exactly what we wanted it to. It came down and it bounced off of that 10 and stayed above it. It stayed above it. It wasn't until it came below it that it became an issue. When the price came below the blue 10 line, now it's on the 20, testing it. Broke the 20, come down. Now what time is it right there? That's 8 minutes after 10. So I didn't see this, didn't know this was coming. We stopped our game right there. That was the end of our day. All that. Now, I think that's still going to 8 minutes after. It is. I don't think it'll get, see, it won't let me get any closer. Now, I want to come over here to the 5 minute because it's just easier to read. We are looking for our 10 o'clock exit. That was 10 o'clock right there, folks. So this is 10 o'clock. This is 10:05. I get out at 10:05, regardless of what's going on. Why? Because honestly, the market doesn't even know what's going on. It hesitates. Isn't that what I keep saying? When right there is your proof. Bink, look, it goes right back to it. Right back to it. But that initial after 10 o'clock, there's a hesitation to decide what I'm going to do. That started to fall, then it went sideways, then it went back up. So I was out at my magic time, and that was good. Now, how much gain did we get here? That would have been about 86. I got in at roughly 77. So just a little over 10%, right? So about 50, 60 bucks. So I would have been out of the game. And if you look at this coming down, you can see that our RSI is starting to get in trouble and tallywag and waggle a bit. But I was only in this for the short play. Now, I do see the long play coming. And you can see it's it's almost noon now because I'm making the video. But it looks like it's going sideways. Things do look like it's falling. So I would have called this to continue growing through the day because the technicals did look good. However, as the day progresses, we are in a sideways motion and it may start to dip, but I honestly can't tell in the middle of the day. That is the slowest part of the day. Everybody's at lunch having their martinis. So that's how everything ended up today. As I said, a little unique, real TV, so to speak, atmosphere here. I made mistakes and didn't hide them from you. Wanted you to see, how it could go. I was off balance working it this way, but hey, we deal with what we have to, and you may feel off balance because you've just not done this before. So hopefully you have multiple devices. That's the trick, folks. Don't let your eyes have to move, or your fingers have to move what your eyes see. Have your eyes just move so you can see from one to the other. You need it to be quick so that you can be efficient and purposeful and successful. All right, folks, I'm going to catch up with you later on. We'll go searching for more stocks for tomorrow, and we've got to get this list shorter. Got to get it shorter and juicier, but we need a better market. Good luck today, folks. See ya.